Hello everyone, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Today is World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. Unfortunately, we've had some stories that have come up of several people in our area, in our greater viewing area, losing their lives in the Lincoln area, and then the teen in Bellevue as well. So this is a day to honor the lives lost and families impacted by these roadway crashes. So this is something that was sent our way. This is from the AAA and the event today that they are hosting at 10 o'clock. So they did this morning. And as you can see here on this pamphlet, it says 251 lives were lost in 2024 alone. And this is the highest number of traffic fatalities in Nebraska since 2007. So clearly there is a need to discuss this, to talk about traffic crashes and incidents and what we can do to negate this number of fatalities. And this is something from the Nebraska chapter of the National Safety Council. So that is where that information comes from. Now, I do also want to head to the website World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims, and then you can register your event and just remember the lives that have been lost. And this is where all the events are taking place across the United States today. So a good time to remember those who did lose their lives on the road. So that is something to take note of as well. And then the National Safety Council, the Nebraska chapter, was also involved in today's event as well. So something to take note of there. And then to those stories that I mentioned, you can get those stories on our website. This is our homepage at firstalert6.com. And then this is a story that we've been following since it happened of the Bellevue East senior who was hit and killed on JFK Freeway. So this is the scene of that accident where this happened. And unfortunately, our cameras did capture this from our DOT camera in Bellevue. So this happened shortly before 5 p.m. on Tuesday on Highway 75. And this was near, here is the map here. So can kind of take a look at that and view this larger map as we head over there. But this was near Cornhusker Road, as you can see here. Now in the release, 17-year-old Odell Jackson of Bellevue was named as the pedestrian hit. He was pronounced dead at that scene, and Bellevue East High School did confirm that he was a senior there. And they did issue a statement saying, quote, "We're deeply saddened to hear of the passing of one of our students. Bellevue Public Schools extends our heartfelt sympathies to the family and friends of Odell during this difficult time." And again, this is all part of this World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims here in the United States. Unfortunately, we do have another story that we can share with you from our website as well, firstalert6.com. But here's the scene video. This is something that happened most recently in Lancaster County, Nebraska. So this happened on Wednesday in Lancaster County. So the Sheriff's Department and Nebraska State Patrol and emergency personnel were called to a 2-vehicle crash. This was near Highway 77 and Firth Road, and this was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So LSO said the driver of a Buick, 63-year-old Patrick Hawley, did die at the scene. His passenger and wife, 63-year-old Penny Hawley, was taken to the hospital where she later died. This is the Sheriff's Department speaking about this. So I can kind of pause it right here as we take a little look at that video from the scene there. Now, the driver of the Ford is a 43-year-old man from Lincoln, and he was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. So this is a story that we have. Again, if you want to take a look, you can view exactly where this took place. The Highway 77 and Firth Road intersection was closed for several hours while the investigation was ongoing. Now, interesting to note, LSO said alcohol and drugs are not suspected, but deputies are still working to determine whether seatbelts were in use. So always something to take note of there. Always important for you to wear your seatbelt. So again, today in Nebraska, the Nebraska Safety Council, National Safety Council, Nebraska chapter was involved in today's World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims, as was the local chapter of AAA in our area. So this is the story that we are taking note of here. And there was a moment of silence to pay tribute to the lives lost as well. So that's the story I wanted to bring you today at the Alert Center. Also, for more information on these stories, again, as I mentioned, you can head to our website. That's firstalert6.com. So we can head back over there now and take a look at the latest stories that we're working on here on our website as well. In the meantime, just want to say thank you so much for joining us here at the Alert Center. We will have updates to these stories and developing stories all day long here on our website and on our first broadcast with our Dave Zabolinsky at 3 p.m. So hopefully we will see you then. Stay tuned.